Imagine a plant so revered that its golden hue colors the robes of monks, blesses newlyweds and seasons countless meals, yet for centuries it was valued more as a dye than as a spice. Today that same root is found in laboratory trials, health drinks, and even beauty creams. Curcuma longa, better known as turmeric, bridges the ancient and the modern. Some hail it as a miracle cure, others dismiss it as trendy hype. Before we decide, let's peel back its earthy rhizome and explore how this golden root earned a place in every healing tradition. Introduction. Turmeric has been part of human culture for at least 4 millennia. Archaeologists discovered residues of turmeric in the ancient Indus Valley site of Farmana dating between 2600 BCE and 2200 BCE, and in a merchant's tomb in Megiddo, Israel, from the 2nd millennium BCE. Its vibrant dye-colored fabrics and food long before modern medicine existed. Over time, cultures in South and Southeast Asia began to attribute healing properties to the orange-yellow rhizome. In India, it became haldi, in Indonesia, kunyit, in China, jianghuang, and in Japan, Q. As Ayurveda, Siddha, traditional Chinese medicine, and other ancient systems developed, turmeric was woven into remedies for digestion, wounds, and inflammation. Fast forward to today, and the world's largest producers, India, China, Myanmar, Nigeria, and Bangladesh, supply a global market that uses turmeric in pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, food, and dietary supplements. Curcumin, the bright yellow polyphenol extracted from turmeric, generates a market worth nearly $100 million and is projected to grow at more than 9% annually. But popularity doesn't always equal understanding. Many claims about turmeric's benefits are rooted in traditional knowledge but lack rigorous scientific proof. Others overlook important cautions. This episode blends botanical history with modern research to offer a balanced view of turmeric's place in healing traditions. Origin story, a plant with many names. Turmeric belongs to the ginger family, Zingiberaceae. Botanists classify it as Curcuma longa, a triploid species that grows about 1.5 meter tall. Its long leaves arise from a pseudostem formed by leaf sheaths, and its rhizomes, thick, knotted underground stems, are orangish yellow with a warm, bitter flavor and a distinctive earthy aroma. The genus Curcuma contains roughly 130 species distributed across tropical Asia, but C. longa is the one most widely cultivated. Its names reflect its cultural reach: Haldi, Hindi; Manjal, Tamil; Kunyit, Malay, Indonesian; Jianghuang, Chinese; and Q, Japanese. India alone accounts for roughly 80% of global production, with China, Myanmar, Nigeria, and Bangladesh sharing much of the remainder. Ancient uses. Turmeric's earliest uses were not culinary but ceremonial and practical. Evidence from the Indus Valley and ancient Mesopotamia suggests that the rhizomes dye-colored textiles and played a role in rituals. In island Southeast Asia, Austronesian cultures used turmeric for food, dyeing, body painting, and animistic ceremonies. The word kunij in Proto-Malayo-Polynesian attests to its ancient significance. Turmeric spread through Austronesian migrations into Oceania and Madagascar, where it could only be propagated via rhizomes. In India, turmeric's association with religion grew as Hinduism and Buddhism spread. Monks and priests dyed their robes yellow with turmeric. The plant also became central to marriage rituals. The haldi ceremony involves applying a paste of turmeric, sandalwood, and rosewater to the bride and groom as a symbol of purification and protection. The ritual underscores turmeric's perceived ability to ward off evil and bless the couple with prosperity. Beyond India, turmeric continues to appear in ceremonies from Micronesia to Polynesia and in Islamic medicine, where powdered extract was used to treat pimples and wounds. Traditional medicine. Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and traditional Chinese medicine all incorporated turmeric into formulas for digestive, respiratory, and circulatory problems. Topical applications addressed skin diseases and wound healing, while decoctions and powders were prescribed for liver and digestive ailments. The plant's pungent warmth is said to move blood and dispel wind in Chinese materia medica. In Tibet and Nepal, turmeric features in multi-herb preparations for abdominal pain, nausea, and menstrual discomfort. African and Middle Eastern folk medicine use it for joint inflammation, weight management, and even antiviral applications. Although these traditional uses build an impressive ethnobotanical record, they remain distinct from modern clinical evidence. Science and compounds phytochemistry. Turmeric's color and purported benefits come from a suite of chemicals produced in its rhizome. The most studied are the curcuminoids, curcumin, also called diferyloyl methane, dimethoxycurcumin, and bis-dimethoxycurcumin, non-volatile polyphenols that collectively make up about 2% to 6% of the rhizome's dry weight. Curcumin itself accounts for roughly 80% of these curcuminoids and was first isolated in 1815, with its crystalline structure described in 1870 and clarified in 1910. It is an orange-yellow molecule exhibiting ketoenol tautomerism and is practically insoluble in water. Volatile oils in turmeric contain a range of mono- and sesquiterpenoids, such as turmerone, Atlantic acid, and zingiberine, responsible for the aromatic scent and some biological activities. Other constituents include diphenylalkanoids, steroids, fatty acids, minerals, and carbohydrates. These compounds contribute to anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-diabetic, antimicrobial, and hepatoprotective effects observed in cell and animal studies. Turmeric also provides nutrients. 1 teaspoon of dried powder, about 3 g, offers roughly 26% of the daily value for manganese and 9% for iron. Bioavailability challenges. Despite its biochemical richness, turmeric's therapeutic potential is hampered by poor absorption. Curcumin is hydrophobic and poorly absorbed in the gastrointestinal tract, leading to low levels in blood and tissues. Traditional consumption with fats or oils may improve absorption slightly, but significant improvements require modern delivery systems. Piperine from black pepper can increase curcumin's bioavailability by inhibiting metabolic breakdown, while formulations such as liposomes, micelles, and nanoparticles can enhance uptake. It is precisely these high bioavailability preparations that have been implicated in rare cases of acute liver injury, a topic we will revisit in the safety section: health benefits, evidence and cautions, anti-inflammatory and joint health. Many people turn to turmeric for relief from joint pain and inflammation. The connection stems both from tradition and from modern research. A 2023 systematic review and meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials examined curcumin supplementation in rheumatoid arthritis patients. The review assessed markers such as erythrocyte sedimentation rate, ESR, C-reactive protein, CRP, disease activity score, DAS28, and counts of tender and swollen joints. Compared with control groups, curcumin supplementation significantly reduced ESR, DAS28, swollen joint count, and tender joint count. The authors concluded that curcumin improved inflammatory markers and clinical symptoms, but they also noted that larger, high-quality trials are needed. In other words, curcumin shows promise as an adjunct, not a replacement for conventional treatment. Traditional medicine describes turmeric as a warm herb that moves blood and alleviates stiffness, and some individuals anecdotally report relief from joint discomfort. Yet, as our meta-analysis indicates, the evidence is still emerging. If you consider using turmeric or curcumin supplements for arthritis, consult your physician, particularly if you are already on disease-modifying anti-rheumatic drugs. Digestive health and gut microbiome. Ayurvedic and Chinese traditions classify turmeric as a digestive aid. In many cuisines, a pinch of haldi goes into nearly every curry to stimulate appetite and ease flatulence. Modern science has begun exploring turmeric's impact on gut health through the lens of the microbiome. A 2018 double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled pilot study provided healthy adults with either turmeric tablets containing 1,000 Dal-me turmeric root plus piperine, curcumin tablets, or placebo. Over 8 weeks, researchers assessed changes in the gut microbial community. They found that curcumin and turmeric altered microbial composition, increasing the relative abundance of butyrate-producing bacteria in some participants. Animal studies suggest that curcumin can restore gut barrier function, modulate tight junction proteins, and shift microbiota toward a lean phenotype. These preliminary findings are intriguing but far from conclusive. The study above involved only 30 participants and noted that human data on microbiota modulation remain limited. Additionally, whole turmeric contains only 2% to 6% curcuminoids, so the amount of active compound in a cup of turmeric tea is much lower than doses used in supplements. Enjoy turmeric in food and beverages for its flavor and tradition, but don't expect radical transformations of your gut without more evidence. Cognitive and mood effects. Stories of turmeric improving memory and mood have circulated widely. A 2024 systematic review evaluating curcumin supplementation on adults with and without neurocognitive disorders concluded that bioavailable curcumin caused statistically significant improvements in cognitive performance and serum biomarkers across different populations, including healthy adults and those experiencing metabolic disorders or cognitive decline. The review suggested that curcumin improved working memory and provided neuroprotective effects, though the optimal dose and duration remain undefined. It also cautioned that gastrointestinal side effects occur and that future randomized trials are needed. These findings align with small clinical trials where older adults taking lipidated curcumin showed improvements in working memory and mood over several months. However, the benefits appear modest compared with the hype. If you notice cognitive benefits from turmeric, consider them a bonus rather than a guarantee. Always discuss supplementation with a healthcare professional, particularly if you are on medications for cognition or mood. Skin and wound healing. Topical turmeric has been used for centuries to soothe skin ailments and promote wound healing. In Ayurveda, turmeric paste is applied to cuts, burns, and inflammatory skin conditions. The antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties of curcumin and essential oils provide a plausible mechanism. Curcumin inhibits inflammatory cytokines and neutralizes free radicals, while volatile oils such as turmerone exhibit antimicrobial activity. Modern studies have demonstrated curcumin's potential to modulate skin inflammation and aid in wound closure in animal models. Some formulations may accelerate healing of surgical wounds and reduce scarring. Yet here too, caution is warranted. Turmeric paste may cause contact dermatitis in sensitive individuals, and applying concentrated extracts to open wounds without medical advice is ill-advised. For everyday skincare, a traditional turmeric mask mixed with milk or yogurt is generally safe and may offer a gentle glow, but any persistent skin condition should be evaluated by a dermatologist. Cardiovascular and metabolic support. Curcumin's anti-inflammatory and antioxidant actions have spurred research into its effects on heart health, blood lipids, and blood sugar. Some human studies suggest that curcumin supplementation can lower systolic blood pressure and improve lipid profiles when taken for at least 12 weeks. However, these studies typically use high doses of purified curcumin, often in combination with piperine, and the results are mixed. A handful of trials report improvements in insulin sensitivity or fasting blood sugar, but others find no significant effect. Given the variability and small scale of these studies, turmeric should not replace established dietary and lifestyle interventions for heart or metabolic conditions. Instead, think of it as a flavorful spice that may contribute small benefits within a balanced diet. How people actually use it, culinary uses. In most households, turmeric is consumed as a spice rather than a supplement. Fresh rhizomes can be grated or sliced like ginger. More commonly, they are boiled, dried, and ground into a deep orange powder. This powder colors curries, rice, soups, and pickles across South and Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. It adds a warm, bitter note with hints of black pepper and mustard. In Vietnamese cuisine, turmeric lends its golden hue to banh xeo pancakes and mee quang noodles. In Indonesia's Padang region, fresh turmeric leaves flavor rendang and satay. In the West, turmeric appears in mustards, canned broths, cheeses, and bakery products. The European Union authorizes curcumin as a food additive under code E100. Beverages, golden milk, and tea. Turmeric tea and its creamy cousin golden milk bring the spice into daily rituals. A basic turmeric tea is made by steeping fresh or dried turmeric in hot water. The beverage is naturally caffeine-free and low in calories. Golden milk, also known as haldi doodh in Hindi, is a traditional Ayurvedic drink prepared by warming milk with turmeric, black pepper, and sometimes ginger, cinnamon, or cardamom. Black pepper enhances curcumin absorption by inhibiting its metabolism. Modern recipes adapt the drink using plant-based milks and sweeteners. Although golden milk has gained popularity for its anti-inflammatory reputation, it should be viewed as a comforting, nutrient-rich beverage rather than a medicinal elixir. Traditional and ceremonial applications. As mentioned earlier, the haldi ceremony remains a vibrant pre-wedding ritual in India. The turmeric paste serves as a purifier, believed to remove evil energy and impart a natural glow. Family members lovingly apply the paste while singing and celebrating, highlighting turmeric's role in fostering community and blessing new beginnings. In religious contexts, turmeric continues to color the robes of Buddhist monks and Hindu priests. It is also used as a pH indicator in chemistry. Paper steeped in turmeric changes from yellow to reddish brown in alkaline conditions. In folk medicine, turmeric pastes and poultices treat sprains, insect bites, and bruises. Across cultures, the plant's versatility reflects an enduring trust in its protective qualities. Supplements and extracts. Modern use has shifted toward capsules, tablets, and extracts containing standardized amounts of curcumin. Typical daily doses range from 100 milligrammes to over 1,000 milligrammes of curcuminoids. Some formulations combine curcumin with piperine or encapsulate it in nanoparticles to enhance bioavailability. While these preparations may deliver higher systemic concentrations than culinary turmeric, they also carry greater risk of side effects. Always follow dosage instructions and consult a healthcare provider before starting supplements. Especially if you have liver or gallbladder conditions, take anticoagulant medication, or are pregnant. Myths and misconceptions. Turmeric's popularity has fueled myths that it can cure everything from cancer to depression. Despite promising laboratory studies, there is no high-quality clinical evidence that consuming turmeric or curcumin treats or prevents any disease. Media headlines often overstate preliminary findings from small trials or animal studies. For example, some articles tout turmeric as a potent weight loss aid or a replacement for pharmaceuticals. These claims are unsupported. Another misconception is that more is better. Because curcumin has low bioavailability, companies market high-dose supplements or formulations with piperine. While these increase absorption, they also increase the risk of adverse effects, including rare but serious liver injury. High bioavailability curcumin products were linked to outbreaks of acute hepatitis in Italy, with symptoms occurring 1 to 4 months after starting supplementation. Remember, turmeric is generally safe in culinary amounts, but concentrated extracts should be taken cautiously. Some people believe turmeric alone can replace standard treatments for arthritis, diabetes, or cognitive decline. The evidence we reviewed shows that curcumin may improve certain markers when used alongside conventional therapy, but it should not be used as a sole treatment. Others think turmeric tea can deliver the same effects as supplements. In reality, the curcuminoid content of tea is minimal, so the beverage is primarily enjoyed for its taste and cultural significance. Safety and balanced turmeric and curcumin have long histories of safe use in food. Side effects are uncommon and typically mild, including gastrointestinal upset and skin sensitivity. However, concentrated supplements pose risks. Liver injury, high bioavailability preparations, especially those combined with piperine or lipid carriers, have been linked to cases of clinically apparent acute liver injury. Symptoms include fatigue, nausea, dark urine, and jaundice, often appearing 1 to 4 months after starting supplementation. Discontinuing the product generally resolves the injury. Interactions with medications. Curcumin can inhibit platelet aggregation and may enhance the effects of anticoagulants or antiplatelet drugs. It may also interact with medications processed by cytochrome P450 enzymes. People taking blood thinners, chemotherapy agents, or immunosuppressants should consult their healthcare provider before using curcumin supplements. Gallbladder issues. Turmeric stimulates bile production. Individuals with gallstones or bile duct obstruction should avoid high-dose supplements. Pregnancy and breastfeeding. Culinary use is generally safe, but medicinal doses are not well studied in pregnancy. Allergic reactions. Some people may experience contact dermatitis from topical turmeric or digestive upset from ingestion. To minimize risk, use turmeric primarily as a culinary spice and enjoy beverages like golden milk in moderation. If you choose supplements, select reputable products, adhere to recommended doses, and inform your healthcare provider. Modern relevance. Why has turmeric become so popular in recent years? Several factors converge. Scientific interest in inflammation has grown alongside recognition that chronic inflammatory processes contribute to heart disease, diabetes, neurodegeneration, and autoimmune disorders. Curcumin's anti-inflammatory profile makes it an attractive candidate for research and for consumer wellness trends. The global wellness industry also capitalizes on a shift toward natural remedies and plant-based products. Turmeric lattes, capsules, and skincare items cater to consumers seeking holistic options. Markets forecast continued growth in curcumin sales, fueled by improved extraction technologies and novel delivery systems. At the same time, there is a renewed appreciation for ancient knowledge and ancestral foods. Turmeric occupies a unique position as both an everyday spice and a sacred plant. In a world grappling with stress, chronic disease, and ecological uncertainty, the golden root offers a bridge between cultures and eras. Its vibrant color and earthy aroma evoke comfort and nostalgia, while scientific studies invite curiosity about its potential. The challenge lies in embracing turmeric with respect, valuing tradition without exaggerating claims, and applying science without dismissing centuries of lived experience. Turmeric's journey from prehistoric dye to modern superfood is a story of cultural resilience and scientific intrigue. It was revered in ritual long before its chemical secrets were unlocked. Today we know that turmeric's rhizome holds an array of compounds, curcuminoids, and volatile oils that exhibit anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and antimicrobial properties. Modern trials suggest curcumin may help reduce inflammation in rheumatoid arthritis, modulate gut microbiota, and support cognitive function. Yet these effects are modest and require further research. Turmeric remains far more powerful as a culinary staple, ceremonial symbol, and reminder of our connection to nature. As you sprinkle turmeric on your next meal or sip a cup of golden milk, remember that this root earned its place in healing traditions through millennia of observation and respect. Let its color brighten your food and your life, but approach claims of miraculous cures with critical curiosity. Our ancestors used turmeric wisely, blending it with other herbs and practices rather than seeking a single panacea. By honoring both tradition and evidence, we can enjoy the golden root's warmth without losing ourselves in hype. Nature offers many gifts. Turmeric is one of them, and like any gift, it is most meaningful when used thoughtfully.